Hey guys, it is Carly here. Welcome back to Body Bags. I'm your Tuesday host as always, and today I decided to go with a movie that I just recently watched at a movie marathon, and that is They Live. I went to a John Carpenter movie marathon the other night. It consisted of 4 of his movies, which were Dark Star, The Thing, They Live, and Prince of Darkness, which is pretty cool because I had never seen any of them besides The Thing, so I was kind of excited to, get more familiar with John Carpenter's films and such. So this was obviously one of the ones I had not seen before, and yes, I do own this Scream Factory edition. I just got this for Christmas this year, and I gotta be honest, I haven't watched this yet because I knew I was going to this movie marathon, so probably unfortunately won't actually watch this Scream Factory version until next year or later on this year if I feel like it, but yeah, just wanted to, hold it up just to have something to hold, even though I have not watched it. But anyway, They Live, this is basically about a drifter who one day discovers that there are these aliens living amongst the humans. They look like humans, and they are trying to kind of subdue the regular humans and keep them asleep in a way of what's really going on. This guy discovers it when he finds a pair of sunglasses, and when he puts them on, he sees all these subliminal messages that say things like, stay asleep, and I forget what else, I'm drawing a blank on what else it says, but just all these words that just mean like obey, do what you're supposed to do, and don't do anything else. Like the humans are just meant to kind of breed, work, and sleep, and that's all their purposes, and the aliens look just like humans until you put these sunglasses on, and you get these sort of, if you could see that, these scary looking dudes who are the aliens. They kind of look like skeletons of sorts, and yeah, that's basically your story. And then this drifter when he finds this out, he turns into a total badass and makes that his kind of purpose in life to take down this, this system, this corporation rather, of people trying to do this, because before that he was just kind of a drifter who didn't have any real purpose in life. He's just kind of going through life, kind of believes in the American dream and thinks everything will work out, but he wasn't doing too much of anything, so then he kind of makes this his mission, and, that's your story. Gotta say, going into this movie, I had seen clips of it before, and I kind of got the gist of what it was supposed to be about, but not quite exactly. Like, I knew it was about some underlying message of people, being asleep and not oblivious to what's really going on around them. They're just kind of in limbo going through life and stuff like that, but I didn't realize this was going to be so actiony and also comedic at times. It's got a lot of really solid comedic elements to it, and I really didn't mind it, honestly. I thought I wouldn't like it, when I found out it was more actiony sci-fi than horror, but for me, I actually enjoyed it. You have, of course, Roddy Piper is your main character here, and he is definitely a total badass in this movie. He's got some great lines, and just stuff he does is just awesome. And then you have Keith David from The Thing. I forget what his character's name is in this. I'm really bad with names, but he plays Childs in The Thing, which I thought was pretty cool because I've never seen that guy in anything else that I know of, that I can think of, really, but I always really enjoyed him in The Thing, so I thought it was cool to see him in this movie again, and he does a solid job in it as well. There's some just bizarre scenes in this, like there's the longest, most ridiculous fight scene I've ever seen in my life in this movie, and it's just so funny how long it goes on and how brutally they are beating each other up, because I would probably be dead after the first punch, but whatever, it definitely goes beyond belief. And I also find the message to be pretty bothersome in this. It's because it just feels very relevant to how life is, how some people are just doing what they have to do to get by, and they don't really see a problem with it, or maybe they do, but they just, kind of do what they're told and what they feel they're supposed to do as humans. And that's kind of what Keith David's character is doing at first in this movie. You know, he says, like, I have 2 kids and a wife, and I don't want involved in anything. I just want to mind my own business. And that's very relevant to what some people do in today's society. They just kind of go through life, go to work. They don't want any trouble. If they don't want to be the one to make a change or a difference or anything like that. They don't really mind if they're just getting by and things like that. They just kind of want to mind their own business and go home and just, go to sleep the rest of the day. Just work and sleep, and that's all. And that kind of mentality always kind of bothers me in life. Like, it just I hate seeing people just kind of go through life, because I feel like life should have more of a purpose than that. So that storyline in general just kind of gets under my skin. And also when you put the sunglasses on and you see these people with these, in the movie they're just calling them like hideous people, but they're actually like the aliens. Like, the alien faces are actually really, really creepy. And then, you see them like speaking into their watches and things like that, saying like, oh, I think this one's onto us. I think he can see. And I just find that to be really, really scary. And I just thought they did a really good job with the look. But like I said, there's also some funny moments in this. It's definitely a very entertaining movie. And like I've said before, I'm not really all that into action movies. So there's some bits that I don't really care for that go a little over the top with the action. But all in all, it kept me entertained throughout. Like, I was never disinterested by it, and it was really cool to get to see this for the first time in the theaters too, because I feel like maybe if I would have watched it alone, to be honest, I probably would have been taken out by it, just because it's not my type of movie. But in the theater setting, you really have to pay attention, because you're not supposed to be on your phone or anything like that. So definitely a great experience watching it, and it's got an awesome ending as well. And yeah, if you have not seen They Live, which I'm sure many horror fans have seen it, I'm kind of just a noob to these other less popular John Carpenter flicks. I would definitely recommend checking this one out, because it is a great movie with a pretty solid message that is still relevant today and will continue to be relevant forever, probably, unfortunately. And yeah, They Live, I give it an 8 out of 10. Definitely a high recommend. Great performances. Check it out. And yeah, thank you guys once again for joining me here on Tuesday on Body Bags, and I will see you next week.